This episode is brought to you by BYDFi, the superior crypto exchange surpassing Kraken and other exchanges with its powerful features and exclusive benefits. Formerly known as BitYard, with BYDFi you enjoy unparalleled advantages such as low slippage, unmatched liquidity, and an impressive leverage of up to 200x, outshining the competition. Unlike Kraken, BYDFi offers the widest ranges of leverage tokens covering most of the popular cryptocurrencies today. And right now, US and Canadian users who complete KYC and deposit at least $100 will receive a $100 perpetual contract trading bonus. And there are also free rebates when depositing USDT via your credit card. Embrace the future with BYDFi, featuring over 150 derivative pairs and unbeatable perks. Link in the description below.
Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!
Okay. Ready?
Fucking thing sucks! We'll do it live.
Okay.
Yeah, ladies and gents, we are doing it live. Welcome to another episode of My Two Satoshis with yours truly, Crypto Blood. Drop the flex bomb real quick. Hope everyone's doing well. Welcome to I Hate Crypto. If you don't know, now you know. What's going on, people? Yes, Todd Mack said, what beat is this? I told him it's my beat. I made it. So actually, Todd, you may not know this. I used to produce, man. I had a production company back when I was maybe 19, 20 years old. It was three of us. And we had a production team back in the day when it was, you remember those days of Pharrell and Timberland and all the superstar hip hop producers. I was in that era, though we didn't get as big. We did a couple things locally, but yeah, man, I'm definitely into the music for sure. We have Window LTC is in the house. Litecoin and BCH question mark. Well, we will see, my friend. We will see. You're spot on, but I'm going to give you my two Satoshis on exactly what you need to be doing or should be doing. Not giving financial advice, but listen, I think in the next year and a half or two, these two pairs will be shockers. Actually, if I zoom out a little further, I think in the next 5 years, Litecoin is going to shock a lot of people. I really do. I think they're going to shock a lot of people on a number of points. Technically, right, from a chart perspective, of course, but more so mechanically and fundamentally. Mechanically being the mining side of things. And I'll go into it a little bit later in the episode. But again, guys, thank you for tuning in. Do me a favor. You know what time it is. I need you to jump on that stage and smack that thumbs up, ladies and gents. Please hit that thumbs up for me right now. Your support is definitely appreciated. Formerly known as BitYard.com. They rebranded maybe about a year ago. I've been with them for, it's been since 2017, maybe 18. It's been a while. They're coming back around to I Hate Crypto channel to do some more promotional appearances. So definitely check those guys out, guys. All right. Very easy platform. I only deal with the easier ones. Okay. All that convoluted bite yard type stuff where you don't know if you're trading a perpetual or if you're trading an inverse and all. Look, most of you guys don't need all that. You just need to be able to buy and sell. All right. Link in the description below for all of that. Also, they have been awarded a 4.6 star out of 5 by Forbes Advisory. They were actually touted as one of the top crypto exchanges for this year. They're definitely legit here, and check them out if you're interested. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at the first topic for today, which is crypto laws. I'm giving you guys a little rundown on some of the best countries that are favorable towards tax laws. Now, they're saying in this article that surprisingly, even though we're all talking about the UAE and all of that good stuff, Dubai, surprisingly, Europe looks like the one that is really being favorable to crypto from a tax perspective. Now, 11 out of the top 10 ranked countries are in Europe. This one report, and we're going to look at the actual map here in a second. This map from CoinCub, we're going to look at that in a minute. But the article from Decrypt just kind of goes through the breakdown from CoinCub and what they've uncovered here. Monaco, Switzerland, Malta, and Hungary are top European countries with very favorable crypto taxes for you guys. Again, there's a lot of hype around the UAE, around Hong Kong. We understand that. But surprisingly, from this report, really Europe is where I don't know if I totally agree with this long term. Maybe right now, but I would say Europe has the biggest chance of reversing course. Because listen, just because taxes are favorable for crypto right now doesn't mean on the drop of a dime that things can't change. And they surely can. So I would, just because it's Gucci now doesn't mean it will be in a year or two when things slow down economically, globally. You know how the governments do. You know how they turn up the heat. They think they're going to tax their way out because they're running out of revenue. Not the answer, ladies and gentlemen, not the answer. This report also pointed out the Caribbeans, okay? Countries like Poland and Spain are also strong in Web3. So you got a lot of activity going on in the EU in regards to crypto tax friendly regions. Goes on to say here, it names countries like El Salvador and the Bahamas as highly crypto positive with zero tax rates. Bulgaria and Hong Kong fall into the positive outlook for crypto with low taxation around 19% or less. Crypto-friendly countries like Brazil or Estonia came in around 20 to 29%. Now look at this. Further down the list, though, there are nations with high tax rates, such as Switzerland and Canada, but they are so-called crypto advocates. Somebody got to help me out. Where my Canucks at? The way y'all act, and listen, I'm not trying to pick on you guys, but we're not too far behind you. But the way Canada acted towards those truckers, how can we quote them as being crypto advocates? Hell to the no. They are not crypto advocates at all. They banned and surveilled on their citizens and even closed bank accounts that use Bitcoin to fund and help those truckers when they were having the rallies up there in Canada. So I have to disagree with that one, Coin Cub. Sorry. Let's quickly take a look at this map. It kind of breaks down the long-term tax rate held for more than 1 year. So here's a breakdown, all the green areas. See if I can zoom in a little bit more for you guys to see how that looks. All right, that looks good. So decent amount of countries. Bahamas, 0. Portugal, 0. Bermuda, 0. Antigua, Dominican Republic. I didn't know all of these. The Caymans, El Salvador. We knew, of course, Panama. I didn't know that. Luxembourg, Germany, Belgium, Switzerland with an asterisk. There are a decent amount of countries that have zero taxes on crypto. Now, again, just because there's zero right now doesn't mean it's going to come off that zero bound, which I would ultimately think it would. As more activity comes into the country, it's going to be very challenging and tempting for these governments to say, wait a minute, we're leaving all this economic value on the table. We got all these companies coming in. You see what Coinbase is doing. They're moving to the Bahamas, setting up shop there. You're telling me they're going to keep it at 0%? I don't know, maybe for a few years, but I can't see. You guys got to let me know in the comments in the chat room. Do you see them staying at 0% for long, especially if you start to see a lot of potential tax revenue coming in? I can't see it happening. Now, they say the U.S. is at 20%, but there's a micro breakdown of that 20% because it's based on also the different states within the United States. That may be federally, but UAE is number one. Bahamas, Bermuda, Cayman Islands. We got Monaco on there, Panama, so it goes down from there. We talked about the UAE on a few episodes ago, but here's a breakdown for the United States. Look at that. Tennessee, 0. Florida, 0. Texas, 0. North and South Dakota, 0. Wyoming, Washington, Nevada, Alaska, 0. Very interesting. I've never seen this breakdown before. How do you guys feel about that? Now, this is state, but the federal is at a 15 to 20. So there's an additional taxation there. So really all these states are at 15 to 20%. It's just about which ones add an additional. If we take Michigan, 4.3%. Ohio, 4.8%. So really, that's how you should look at this map right here, to be quite frank with you. Again, if you're looking to de-risk yourselves from some of these Western countries, not even really Western countries, it's more so the US or Canada, And then this is a good report to take a look at. Who else? R.A. Daniel said, Cali tripping, my home state. Oh, what did Cali? Let me roll back up and see what is Cali at. Cali is at 13%. Round of applause for the communism state of California. Round of applause. Let's look at a couple shots. That is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. So yeah, guys, let me know your thoughts on this whole rundown. Thought it was a pretty good report. Let's take a look at another milestone. The first ever leveraged Bitcoin ETF started trading. Round of applause for that. Now, they've done 5.5 million on the first day. Now, we got to put that in context. We got to put some context around that, and we will for sure. So the volatility shares 2x Bitcoin strategy ETF, or BitX, the first leveraged Bitcoin and crypto ETF in the US, started trading today, witnessing $5.5 million of volume on its first day, according to the data from Bloomberg. And this is the tweet that Eric Balkunas put out showing the BitX ETF. As you guys can see, 5.4 million shares of traded value day one. You may say, oh, that's pretty impressive. Not really. Let's put it all into context. So action got off to a quick start, they say, with volume around 500K in the first 15 minutes after opening. But look, if you compare this to ProShares BitO, the first ever Bitcoin ETF features based, though, in the United States, it saw roughly 1 billion in volume on its first day of trading in 2021. So it's no comparison. And you would think you would see even more volume from a leveraged. But yeah, that happened today, guys. First ever leveraged Bitcoin ETF went live today. And it's pretty interesting because we did see some action on the spot market. If we go back over to, it wasn't a lot though, but today was the first day, and we did see Bitcoin fade out, like kind of out the start of the day, and we're heading lower now. Did see a bounce off that floor that I have drawn there, that support area, but it looks like we might be going back that same direction to test it again. So we'll just have to see what happens. I mean, the futures market has a bigger impact on the prices of the CME. A lot of people like looking at the CME gaps to be filled and all of that. But check this out. This chart here I thought was interesting. This is the chart of the day on CoinDesk. And again, I really don't like effing with CoinDesk because how they did my man Bitcoin Zay, but it is what it is on this one. I'll chalk it up as an L. But this chart indicates that the whales are less active on centralized exchanges. And they're saying due to recent events surrounding the digital asset industry, Hong Kong opening the crypto market, and regulatory updates in the US, and big TradFi filings of BTC spot ETFs, seems that the whales are taking the wait and see approach at the moment. This one quant guy says whales are pretty quiet right now, and we're seeing a big drop in the last couple of days, to be honest with you. Let's take a look at the final sleeping giants segment of today's episode of My Two Satoshis. Well, you know, I've been saying it for a while. I mean, I went to the Litecoin conference when, you know, weren't too many people there. Only the, you know, diehards, the ones that bought it. That was a great conference, though. It was intimate, small, out in Vegas. My man Rice was there. We had a good time. I was on a panel at the conference. So, I mean, you know, listen, I was buying and mining Bitcoin, or Litecoin, I should say, at 55 cents, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm not new to this game. Definitely not new to Litecoin. It's just been kind of like sleeping for a long time. And now it seems like some fundamental reasons will be the catalyst for this giant to wake up here. This may be one that surprises a lot of us, even myself. I could see Litecoin potentially being in the tens of thousands very soon, catching up, not being par with Bitcoin. I remember those days. We used to talk about what if Litecoin got parity with Bitcoin. I'm not saying that, but hey, who knows? Who knows? It has a limited supply, even though it's like what, 3 times or 4 times as much supply as Bitcoin, but it essentially does the same thing. And really, more so, my thing about Litecoin, guys, is the mechanical side of things. Again, I'm labeling the mechanics. When I say that for a coin, I'm talking about the mining aspect, the validation of the blocks. I think the mechanics on Litecoin could really shock a lot of people because, listen, Bitcoin miners can't mine Litecoin. It's a totally different algorithm. Bitcoin uses SHA-256. Litecoin uses script. Litecoin, though they have ASICs, is still technically GPU, using a GPU, a graphics card, graphics processing unit. You can use a graphics card to mine Litecoin, which does open it up to a broader group to participate in securing the network. Now, Litecoin just hit a hash rate milestone very recently. Okay. Litecoin's price registered a decline. A few on-chain metrics were bearish, but mining industry has been growing for quite some time, now registering a new all-time high. A possible reason for this could be the increment in Litecoin's market cap as it lured miners looking for profits. However, the possibility of things turning sour for Litecoin can't be ruled out considering the current market trend. Now, of course, if Bitcoin heads lower, then everything heads lower. So, of course, you have to be careful with that risk to the downside. And any altcoin is going to give you more pain than gain, or just more pain on the way down. So you definitely have to keep that into consideration. It's no rhyme or reason either. It's just structurally how the markets are. Bitcoin is going to move down first and lead the way back down if we head lower, and it's going to lead the way up as well. That's just how it is. But hash rate has been really rising as of late with Litecoin. And again, you correlate that with what we have going on fundamentally with Litecoin being added to the EDX situation with Fidelity, and was it Charles Schwab or some other Wall Street giants? They're starting that EDX, or did start that EDX clearinghouse for cryptos. That's big news because there's only 4 of them. I'll take a look at an article that kind of highlights it. And I talked about it when it came out and gave you my 2 satoshis on that whole situation. But listen, guys, Litecoin is poised from a mechanical, fundamental, maybe not technical at this moment, because we're having some breakdowns, as this article talked about. You know, there's MACD's looking kind of, I don't use MACD's right now. It's looking bullish, but you see the trend is starting to taper off a little bit on the MACD. You got 3 out of 2, you know, mechanically, miners coming in, more miners validating. That's a stronger network. That ultimately means more upward price movement as well. You've got another mechanical situation, or you kind of call it fundamental or mechanical, but I call it mechanical. You got the halving coming up, okay? And then fundamentally, you have Wall Street picking up on this bad boy with the EDX situation. And as Wendell LTC says here, you also can't forget Mimblewimble. For sure, Mimblewimble. Cannot forget that. So you've got some things here, guys, that are long. Like when I say long term, really I'm talking midterm, 12 to 18 months to 2 years, somewhere around there. You got a good, strong possibility of seeing Litecoin at 5,000, 6,000, 7,000 within the next 2 years. Okay, that's almost 100x. So you're not going to see in 2 years 100x from Bitcoin, guys. 100x for Bitcoin will be a $3 million coin. I don't see that happening, but I for damn sure can see Litecoin trading at 5,000, 8,000, somewhere around there. It is a sleeper for sure, guys. It is a sleeper. Now, the other sleeper, and let me just quickly show you guys this chart out of Coin Wars. Shout out to coinwars.com. This is an OG. They've rebranded, but this was the site I used on a daily basis when I was building rigs back in the day, mining, because I had to find out. My rigs I built were all script rigs, so I could only mine Dogecoin, Litecoin, and any other coin that was a script coin. I would go there to find out which coin I should be mining at the moment and switch it on my mining pool websites back in the day. Classic website. They definitely rebranded. It looked a lot different, but that font, that Coin Wars font, is legendary. They kept that. It looks a lot more professional now. But guys, Litecoin, you know, it's cliche. Litecoin might be the right coin. I'm just saying. A round of applause to all my Litecoin veterans out there. Bitcoin Cash rallies 111% in 5 days. Oh, Lord. This is another one. And this one, ladies and gentlemen, let me just quickly, I got to figure out what's going on with Bitcoin Cash. How $228. Now, ladies and gents, I remember when Bitcoin Cash hit Coinbase and it spiked all the way up to $9,000 a coin. And I believe Bitcoin was trading at maybe 16, 18,000, somewhere around there. A 1-to-2 ratio almost with Bitcoin Cash. Now, a lot of people said there was a lot of manipulation on Coinbase when Bitcoin Cash went live. But hey, I'm just giving you historical. I mean, the charts are the charts, and you can't erase the charts. Technical traders are going to look at that. And if things start heating up, they're going to look for that blip of $9,000 Bitcoin Cash as a reference point. I'm just saying, huge potential, maybe even more for Bitcoin Cash than Litecoin, even though, you know, I'm not a Bitcoin Cash fan. I'm really not. I don't even think much is going on with it. Somebody help me out in the chat room and let me know. But just from a sheer fundamental perspective, you got to look at it. On the launch day, June 20th, Bitcoin noted, and they're talking about on the launch day of the EDX markets, which Charles Schwab, I was right, Fidelity and Citadel are partnering on. So when they launched, we saw Bitcoin rally almost 5.5%. The other three assets only inclined by 3 to 3.5%. However, in the days following BCH, Bitcoin Cash made a rally, and on June 21st, it rallied by 23%. And then on the 23rd and 24th, it got up, did another 36%, and on the 24th, did another 16%. So, in effect, by the end of the 5th day, Bitcoin Cash created a high of 222, up more than 111%. Look at that chart comparison. Look at Bitcoin at the top left. Litecoin made a little rally, but look at Bitcoin Cash. The smart money is here. Bottom left quadrant. That's where this. Oh, you got to scroll up for you guys. My head. Matter of fact, let me move my big ass head out the way real quick, ladies and gentlemen. Let me help you show you this. Zoom out a little bit. Look at that. Bottom left quadrant. That is Bitcoin Cash. That is big money, smart money, I should say, seizing the opportunity. They know what's going on here. When will EOS pump? Who the hell knows? It should, though. And maybe we'll get it pumped from EOS again, just purely fundamentally, nothing else other than that, even though technically it's a very strong blockchain, high throughput. It's already doing what many of these layer twos are promising to do. Maybe we'll see EOS pump once we see what happens with XRP and all of the, SEC security, not a security, all that shakedown settles, and we see all the carnage. And then people may go back and realize, wait a minute, EOS settled. They've got the green light by the SEC. Bitcoin, Ethereum, and EOS. And we can't forget, I think, Stacks as well. Will45 said, what about SV? SV has not been blessed by the Wall Street gods, my friend. EDX is not trading currently BSV. So I don't know if they will in the future, but as of current, it's not in motion, baby. It's no motion for BSV. Thoughts on H-bar? Strong. I like H-bar. Definitely one of my top 10 picks. But if you want to put that SEC Howey litmus test to it, it smells like a security to me. I'm just saying, EOS is a China coin. So yeah, maybe. You got to really consider this move. This illustrated picture is worth 1,000 words. And this one right here is worth 1,000 words. It lets you know which one was very, very undervalued. Now, 111% move up. Sure, there is definitely some risk to get your nuts clipped here. I'm not saying buy all at the top or buy at current prices. Not at all. Because if Bitcoin breaches technical levels, you're going to see a lot of that moved back. Just keep that in mind. Be careful out there. But definitely you got to understand what's going on with these 4 coins, more specifically Litecoin and Bitcoin Cash. They are in the runnings. Okay. There are only 4 that EDX will support. And we already know Bitcoin and Ethereum, they've kind of gotten the green light already. But Litecoin and Bitcoin Cash are highly, highly undervalued from a fundamental perspective. And I would say I don't know much about Bitcoin Cash. I don't follow it much, but from a mechanical perspective, Litecoin is also undervalued. At one point, I want to say they passed Bitcoin on either I can't remember what the mechanical metric was, but they're definitely making moves there, guys. It's a sleeping giant. Those 2 are sleeping giants. Those 2 you should be looking at. And I'm sure Tom Crown is happy for sure. Tom Crown was out there at the Litecoin conference in Vegas as well. So shout out to Tom Crown. Definitely a Litecoin advocate as well. So that's pretty much it, ladies and gents. Thanks for tuning in for today. Hope you guys enjoyed it, found it informative. If you did, you know what time it is. You got to get up there and smack that thumbs up for me really quickly. Give CB I Hate Crypto some love. Share this video. And until next time, I'm out of here. Holla.
Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
Okay. Ready?
Fucking thing sucks. We'll do it live.
Okay.